You see that every time I do this on my practice account, I still do what? So what do I do every time I do take a trade here in my practice account? I protect, exactly. As long as you do this and you get used to doing this on your practice account, the idea is it transitions over to your live account. So even if you make poor choices of selection of trades, the concept here is accept getting it wrong, and when you get it wrong, take your loss and then come back and reevaluate. As I've said, even if you decide to trade purely off of technicals and ignore everything else that's going on, if you stay consistent and you constantly continue to do this and you allow the 2-to-1 ratio to work out, remember 50% probability of success. 50% never means that out of every 2 trades, one of them is right or one of them is wrong. I mean, in theory, that's what this says, right? 50% says that. Out of 2 trades, one of them is going to be right, one of them is going to be wrong. But in practice, we don't know how many times, when you flip a quarter and you do this exercise, we really do not know how many times it's going to take to flip that quarter before the 50% works itself out. It could take 10 flips, it could take 20 flips, it could take 50 flips, it could take 100 flips. The numbers are what we really never know for sure. What happens with that is you might actually flip 10 times and have 10 wrong before eventually you start working towards, as you flip 20 times, and then 20 times all of a sudden maybe now you get 12 that are wrong and now 7 that are right, and you start working closer to your 50%. This is the one thing about probability you have to understand. A lot of traders overlook this when they're looking at a 50% ratio of something or a probability of success. This is why you have to be very careful of the leverage you use, because if it's going to take you, let's say, 20 flips before the ratio starts to work out and you're highly leveraged, you won't reach 20 flips. You'll never make it there. You'll get blown out of the water. Now it's kind of flipped over, and so really what I should do here is on this trade, take some profits and now let the other position ride and see if I can get it back and make some of those points back. But see, now this morning I've taken 2 active trades, and so far both of them I've struck out. I've had break-evens on them. I could have left negative stops on it, and I would have had negative points on it. I mean, I would have been stopped out anyways. But the one thing you have to do is when you do something like that, is you have to stay consistent with what your methodology. You can't change it. You got to stay consistent. Now, this trade here, I really need to go ahead and collect this position. Why? Because look what my 1 minutes are trying to expand. I can't ignore that. So if I try to leave my break even in that position, I'm going to get taken out.